Ooh, this next movie I have not a lot of thoughts on. This is going to be a really quick review. This is directed by Britt McAdams. The film is called Paint, starring Owen Wilson. And Owen Wilson plays a character named Carl Nargle. He's Vermont's #1 public TV painter until one day a younger artist steals everything and everyone Carl loves. Based on the poster of this movie, you can tell that this is a clear parody of Bob Ross. Bob Ross has become much more popular these past few years, and thus you can feel the filmmakers trying to cash in on the Bob Ross craze. And having Owen Wilson in the costume is funny. And that's about the only thing funny with Paint. Paint is actually about as funny as watching paint dry. There is no humor in this movie. The idea of the movie is simply, let's put Owen Wilson in a Bob Ross costume. And that's it. That was really where the creativity ended with this movie. And like for the first 5 minutes when he's doing the painting, like Bob Ross does it, when he's using the fun little expressions or calling them the happy little trees, I don't think he uses it quite like that, but it's very much clearly a reference to that style of talking that Bob Ross is notorious for. You're like, okay, this is kind of funny. This feels like an SNL joke. Where is the joke going? And the movie doesn't know how to answer that question, and no one really knows how to answer that question, and it just ends up being a 95-minute movie that you're watching, and you're like, what's the point of this movie? Where are the jokes? I don't understand what this movie was even trying to be. It is really the case of there's no script to this movie. There is not one funny idea that this movie has outside of Owen Wilson dressed up like Bob Ross. Everyone in the supporting cast is particularly bad. Stephen Root is the only actor that I found who came to play. He has 1 or 2 funny lines, and that's about it. Michaela Watkins, Wendy McLendon, and that's her name, Wendy McLendon, have really poor chemistry with Owen Wilson. The jokes are just so one note. Basically, here's the joke of the movie. We find out that this guy, Carl Nargle, really can't paint, and he dresses funny. That's about it. So when watching this movie, I was watching it, I'm like, okay, so this is just, it feels a little mean-spirited to Bob Ross, and there's no jokes that make it even fun, so it just feels like you're just insulting a guy, but you don't have jokes to back it up. And I just left this movie 45 minutes into this movie, I thought it was done. I'm like, okay, finally, we're wrapping up. This movie's going to end. This was not good. This was actually really bad. And it kind of keeps going for another 30 minutes, and you're just like, geez, please end this movie. And I don't know. It has this whimsical feel from it. This screenplay, it has this almost naturalistic, soft feel to it. It feels I'm trying to think the most equivalent. It almost has this weird Napoleon Dynamite energy to it, but without anything backing of it post that. And thus when watching Paint, I was just bored out of my mind, and I wanted this movie to end. It is not successful in any way, should perform. And I don't know if I thought this movie was funny, but I at least thought Owen Wilson in a movie was going to be funnier. And to be honest, it's just a lame performance all around, and there's just nothing of note within Paint. I cannot recommend this movie. Stay away from it. Am I going to do it? I'm not going to quite go as low as I should go on this movie, because there's another movie that I'm about to review that is significantly lower than this. This is getting the 1 star out of 5 stars, though. Paint is not a good movie.